Good morning, Alexandra.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
We can start now.
Oh, okay. So I just go directly, or do you want to?
Me, me first, maybe.
Okay.
Ya. Baik, kita mulai teman-teman. Eh, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi untuk kita semua. Salam, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, salam kebajikan. Yang terhormat Ibu Mariani Septiana selaku Kepala UPA Perpustakaan Politeknik Negeri Batam. Yang terhormat Ibu Alexandra selaku narasumber kita pada pagi hari ini. Yang terhormat Bapak Ibu dosen yang saat ini hadir, kemudian yang terhormat teman-teman peserta sharing session pada pagi hari ini yang berbahagia. Kita ketemu lagi dengan saya di kegiatan sharing session literasi informasi seri kedua pada semester genap di tahun 2026. Kali ini kita akan membahas terkait akses layanan perpustakaan online menggunakan Osiris database untuk tugas akhir atau penelitian rekan-rekan mahasiswa. Baik, saya mengingatkan kembali bagi teman-teman untuk fasilitas-fasilitas yang ada di perpustakaan bisa diakses melalui kanal perpustakaan, yaitu di lib.polibatam.ac.id. Kemudian di sana sudah termuat beberapa langganan atau akses database, salah satunya Osiris. Baik, tanpa berlama-lama, eh, bagi teman-teman apabila ada yang ingin bertanya, nanti teman-teman bisa mengajukan pertanyaan melalui kolom chat atau menggunakan fitur raise hand, kemudian membuka kameranya dan bertanya kepada Ibu Alexandra atau kepada Ibu Mika. Jadi nanti kita bisa dibantu oleh Bu Mika untuk pertanyaan-pertanyaan teknisnya. Baik, untuk mempersingkat waktu, silakan kepada Ibu Alexandra untuk memberikan materinya pada pagi hari ini. Please, ma'am.
Okay. Hi everyone, good morning. I'm very happy to meet you all online. Even though I cannot see everyone's faces. I can see, I think we have about 90 plus participants today. So that's a very good turnout. I just want to say that for this today's session, I want everybody to focus on my screen, and then later on I can actually open up, because currently your subscription only has two concurrent users, right? Two can log in at the same time. So there is no point where there nobody can we cannot really every we cannot open for all 90 participants to log into Osiris at the same time. But later, after the session, I can request for a bigger, more number of users that can log in at the same time, so that you can at least have at least 10 days where there are more users that can log in and explore Osiris. But for today, it will just focus on my screen. I will tell you about our database and how to navigate. So, can I have your name?
My name is Fahrizal Deni Devgan. I'm
Sorry?
librarian. Fahrizal
Fa-
Deni Devgan.
what?
Fahrizal Devgan.
Rizal. Okay, I
Yeah.
just call you Rizal because very complicated. I look Indonesian, but I am Filipino, so sama-sama the face, but I don't speak bahasa. So everyone, let me just share my screen. So before I actually go into Osiris itself as the database, I know maybe some of the participants know how to use Osiris, but for those that are new to the database, let me just do a very simple introduction about Osiris, about our company, how long we have been in the industry as well. So let me share my screen. Also share system audio. Okay. Share. Okay, so this is just a very simple intro. I will skip on some of the decks. Can you please confirm if you can see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So Osiris is currently under the company called Moody's. So Moody's, and we have different areas. So the Moody's as a whole, we have investor service, we have Moody's Analytics, and we have Moody's as the rating agency. So Osiris falls under the analytics side, here on the right side, third box. So we provide financial intelligence, analytical tools, and one of the database that we have is called Osiris. Okay. But we don't really just focus on universities or academic institutions. Our largest clients come from the credit and financial risks. They give us, we provide information or solutions for predictive analytics, data management, business development, tax and transfer pricing, insurance as well. So we actually provide our client base are mostly banks, insurance, government. So Indonesia government uses us for tax and transfer pricing. We have a lot of Indonesian banks aside from Indonesian universities all over. We have a lot of insurance companies, Thai companies, and then we also have the universities and academic institutions. So Osiris was a product of Bureau van Dijk, but then Moody's Analytics acquired Bureau van Dijk in August of 2017. So now it is wholly owned by Moody's Analytics. So we have a lot of offices globally. So it means that if you're using our solutions, other universities, other banks, other government agencies also have the same access to to the solution. So if you're familiar with Osiris, other universities in other parts of the world are also using Osiris, or other companies, institutions are also using them. So Osiris as a database. So what we do is we capture and we collect data from regulatory and other sources. So these are industry research, we have news, we have mergers and acquisitions information, company information, financials, right? All the agency ratings, patents, but you might say that, oh, that's a lot of things, but some of them are actually add-on module. So maybe you might look for, why can't I access mergers and acquisitions deal? So it depends on the type of subscription, right? But basically, you will have company information and financials. Some of the other information here might not be available because it's not part of the current subscription. So after we collect all the data for all those listed companies and very large delisted companies globally, we all link the data sources, and then we create unique identifiers for each company. We link all the information about directors and contacts. Of course, we verify those informations. And then we standardize the financials and ratios so that it will be easier for all the users to make comparable analysis, for example, or peer comparison. And then we make it available via the web interface, like what you're using, Osiris. Others are in Catalyst or in data feeds. Okay. So we deliver it to you for your site via the web interface. So we don't only have, so as you know, Osiris is actually a platform of all of all publicly listed, so all companies in the stock exchanges all over the world, and some will be delisted. So those formerly publicly listed but then was delisted but still very large, some of them we still keep in our Osiris database. So that's about 84,000 companies worldwide. But we don't really only have listed companies. We also have the bigger part of our collection of data or information is the private company data. So we have our mother database, which is called Orbis. Currently, if you can see, there's about 400 million, but actually around today, as of today, I think we already have 500 to almost 600 million. But then your current subscription is about all publicly listed, which has more detailed information because they are publicly listed. Okay. I think I will just stop my introduction about Osiris here, and then I can go directly to the platform. Before that, can I ask Pak Rizal, so the current access, right, is you have two usernames and passwords. So it means that users need to go into the library and then they can access Osiris. Am I right?
Eh, sekarang itu ini Bu, mereka menggunakan akunnya itu mengajukan melalui email. Jadi request from email.
Okay.
Yes.
And then you give them the username and
Yes.
password. Okay. Currently, I can see in the system the password is, I think, blocked. But you have control of the password, right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Good. So now I will log into Osiris as a demo, and then let me share my screen. Yeah. I think it's better if I just turn off my camera so that the bandwidth is better. Wait. Okay, share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen? I am now in Osiris platform.
Yes, we can, Alexandra.
Okay, thank you. So, now I am in the Osiris platform. As you can see, you have two boxes here. So as I mentioned, Osiris is actually a database, a global database of all publicly listed companies, and some are delisted. It means previously they were listed and then they become unlisted. But then since they are still very large, they can still be available in our database. So you can think of Osiris as like a Google of just publicly listed and delisted companies. We have our search box here. You can type a name of a publicly listed or potentially delisted company, and then the results will come out. And then on the then you have two boxes here below. So on the left side, this box will contain all the non-financial or qualitative information or criteria. So these two boxes contain criteria for you to use to filter out information so that you will get a result of companies based on your qualifications or based on your criteria. So on the left side are all qualitative criteria. So it involves status of the company. Is it active? Is it deactivated, location by country, industry? So is it under the manufacturing industry or in the textile industry? And then you can also filter based on directors or managers characteristics. Do you want to look at companies that have female managers? Who are their auditors? If you want to look at companies audited by specific auditors, you have royalty agreements, but royalty agreements is not part of your current subscription. So sometimes, right, you will see them, but if you think you cannot click or how come it doesn't work, then there will be two things. It's either there was an error or really it's just not part of your subscription. So you can confirm with your librarian, or the librarian can also ask me. And then you also have ownership data where you can check who are the ultimate owners of these companies, or you can filter companies owned by a certain shareholder or companies owning a certain subsidiary. Okay. And then on the right side are all the quantitative criteria, which means these are all more financially related or numbers related. So you can filter by financial data. You can look at their key financials, their ratios, their detailed format. So if you want to filter companies based on gross sales, EBITDA, all the financial qualifications, you can use the right part, or their stock data, their price trends, current stock, their indices. I'm so sorry. And then ratios and accounts type and availability. So I don't think we have to go through every criteria one by one, but just remember you can take your time and explore the database later. So you have two options here. You can search for an entity. Currently, when you log in, you're directly immediately under companies. So searching for just one company, for example, you can type the name of a listed company here. Let me see. If let's say I just type Tricomcell, I'm not. And then I click enter. So it will come out with the report. So this is immediately the one company report. Okay, I will get back to that later. So if I click home, so it means that if I type one company here, if there is only just one Tricom cell in the database, then the system will immediately bring you to the company report. However, let's say, I'm not sure if there are a lot of Apple in Osiris. So let's say I type in Apple, right? And then I click this magnifying glass. Then the system will show me all the companies that has Apple or close to the word Apple here. Then you can choose which company you are looking for, right? And then you can click, if this is the company that you are looking for, you can click on that company, and then it will show you the company report. Okay, we can get back to that later. So that is just looking for one company. So looking for one company, you use the search box here. Okay, and if you want to search for another company, you make sure that you clear all steps below here. Okay, so that is searching for one company. However, searching for one company is easy, but if let's say you want to do a research, you need to look for a number of companies based on specific criteria, then you need to use the boxes here below. So let's say your research is about, oh, I want to look at all the listed companies. Yes, because we are under Osiris. I want to look at companies from specific countries and or region. So your first filter is location. So we filter by location, and then there are options whether you want to filter by regions or you can individually select countries. So let's say you want your research to be about ASEAN or Far East and Central Asia. So it's up to you. So let's say I choose ASEAN. If you want to know which countries are considered under the ASEAN, you can just click on the plus sign here so that you can collapse the whole list. And you know that under the ASEAN region, we consider Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, Philippines, Singapore, Thailand. So you can expect that the resulting entities when you filter ASEAN are all from those countries. So I click OK. As you can see here, we started with 68,000 publicly listed companies. And then after I filter based on region, which is ASEAN, we now have 5,330 entities. And then after that, let's say you want to focus your research on a specific industry. So which industry? So you find the filter here first, criteria, industry. You can search by textual search. So you can just type, oh, beer industry or textile industry. Or you can also filter by type of entities. So when I say type of entities, do you want to look for banks, commercial banks, fintech, asset management companies, multilateral government banks, microfinancing, or you can, if you are looking for corporate companies, you can select whether you want to look at companies within the energy sector, materials, industrials, or consumer discretionary. However, take note that if you select by type of entities, the breakdown or the selection is very wide. So if you want to be even more specific, you can use the global industry code classification. Still can be a bit wide, but if you actually click on the plus signs here, then there are more granular. It becomes more granular, right? But the more commonly used are industry classifications. USSIC, NAICS, or NACEREV. So there are three major industry classifications used. You have the US Industrial Code, you have the North America, I think that would be in NAICS, and then you also have the European Industrial Code. So if let's say we just use USSIC, if you don't know the code itself, you can actually type here. Let's say you want to look at which industry? Telecommunications within ASEAN. So I can type telecommunications and then I click the magnifying glass or just press enter. Telecom. Let's say telecom. So if it's not available in USSIC, you can try in NACE. Telecom. Let me see. Okay. So you can just try. So you see, I have a lot, there are a lot of suggestions, whether it is construction of utility projects, other telecommunication activities, retail sale. So I think retail sale will be those sale of phones, satellite telecommunications activities, or you want to be more generic, which is just telecommunications or wired telecommunication activities. So wireless telecommunication activities, right? So it's up to you to be more generic or more narrow on your search. So let's say if we are looking at retail sale of telecommunications equipment in specialized stores, I'm just doing it randomly. So let me try this one. And then I click, I'm happy with this. So then I will just click OK. Oops. Oh, what happened? I'm so sorry, guys. Wait, let me see what happened. Hmm? Okay, wait. Okay, let me do that again just faster. Okay, filter by ASEAN. And then we filter by industry, which is the industry classifications. I think I chose NACE web just now. And then 4742, which is the retail sale of telecommunications. By the way, for all the participants, please please let me know if you have any questions. You can definitely raise your hand or just, I don't think I can see anybody who raised hands. You can just unmute yourself and let me know if you have questions. I think the industrial code that I use is very specific. Let me just change it. So just for the sake of this, let me try manufacture of beverages. Since I saw it, manufacture of beverages. Click OK. Please unmute yourself if you have any questions. So as you can see, now I have 32 entities. So we started with about 68,000 listed companies. And then I filtered. I want my study to be limited within ASEAN region only. And then I want to look at all the companies that manufacture beverages. And then I can view the list of results. But definitely, you can find more criteria. For example, we already use the qualitative criteria. Maybe we can use quantitative. Okay, let's say accounts type and availability. We can look at only companies which has available accounts and they must have the latest year of account, or they must have years with available accounts. So it means that I am asking the system that I want to see entities or companies that should have 2024, 2023, and 2022 financials, let's say, for example, because your study will look at 3 years of financials, 4 years of financials, for example. So it means that you want to make sure that all these entities in your list of results should have all these 3 years of financials. Then you can click OK. So now from 32, I have 31. And then you can add even more. Let's say you just want to look at, you can filter, let's say, by key ratios. So apart from 31 accounts, you only want to look at, let's say, let's untick this and look for key ratios here above. We want to untick, we want to look at maybe companies with a certain profit margin. So we want to filter by profit margin. Profit margin of 2024, example, and then we want to only look at the top 25. Okay, so only the top 25. Since we currently have 31 in our results, let's say we only want to look at companies with profit margin, top 25 profit margin. Okay, so we click OK. And so now we are left with 25 and we want to limit our research to just these 25 companies. Then we can view the list of results. So these are the list of results. So these are our 25 companies based on the criteria that we used. Okay, so on the left side are all the names of the companies. And on here, on the right side, all the columns here, these are all columns that you can edit. You can choose which items you want to see on the right side, as long as we know these are the companies on the left side. And if we want to export, we want to see all the relevant information on the right hand side of the column. So what do? We can click this portion here, which is add, or we can click columns here on top. So we can click add. Now we are already on the add on this portion. So we can actually untick this portion, because as you can see, we have two boxes here. On the left side, this side, these are all the different informations that you can click to transfer to the right side. So the right side are actually the items that you will see on the columns of the table earlier. So for now, since we want to change all the columns from that table earlier, we will untick all of them. And then now we have a new blank table. So we can click all the items that we want to see relevant to the 25 companies that we saw just now, which is the result of our criteria, of our filters. So let's say out of the 25 companies, what do we want to look at? Maybe we want to look at their country. So where can you see the country? So these are actually the different sections of a company report. Now, if you do not know where to find, where is country here? It's easy. You can just type in the search box below, country, and then click enter, or press the magnifying glass. So I can press here, and then the system will show you all the information about country. So what we want to see about the 25 items is country, their trading address or the address of their incorporation, or their country code. So country code. And then after that, what we also want to see is maybe their website address. After that, we want to know their financial information. So if we want to look at financial information, you can either find where is the financial data here. You can look at the global format for industrial companies. You can further filter down to make sure to see all the items you want to include in your table, right? We have here the assets. So do you want to see current assets, stock, debtors, others, cash and cash equivalent, liabilities and equities, memo lines, or you want to look at their income statement? So it's up to you. You can choose how many information you want to add in that table. But since these are listed companies, I suggest that you use the global detailed format, because we have more detailed financial items available in the global detailed format. Yes. Okay, so since we are looking at 25 industrial companies, then you can go to industrial companies template here and click the plus sign, so that all the line items will collapse here, and you can choose which ones you want to put in your table. So let's say out of the 25 companies, I want to show in one table their net inventory, for example. Sorry. Yeah, I want to show their total current assets. Then the system will tell you, for which year. Will ask you for which year. So we want to choose absolute years. So we untick this, click absolute years or absolute periods, And because initially we say we want our study to cover 3 years, 22, 23, and 24. So I want to say, I want to look at 22, 23, and 24. I want everything to be in thousands or units or in millions or in billions. So let's say we want everything in thousands. And because these companies come from different countries, we want to standardize the currency. So by default, our currency is already in USD. USD. Oh, sorry, is in 1000 USD. And then you can click OK, but definitely you can also standardize or use other currency. Click OK. Apart from that, 22, 23, oh, why am I? IDR, why is there IDR? Okay. Wait. Let me do that again. Okay, total current assets. Let me just delete the IDR. Okay, and then after that, maybe we want to look at other items. So you can choose as many as possible. And then I want to go into the income statement. I want to look at total revenues. I will not look at IDR. I want everything to be in USD. So you can untick that. And then let's say you want to look at net sales. And you can add more items, okay? Definitely you can add more items. And then after that, maybe you want to look at their stock data or ownership data. So you can add other information. You can look at the maybe shares outstanding, current stock data, annual stock data, or ownership data. Who are their current shareholders and who are their current subsidiaries. So for example, for shareholders, we want to look at immediate parent information. What is the name of the parent company? And if they are publicly listed, the parent company is publicly listed, you want to look at their ticker symbol, for example. So it's up to you. There are so many things on the left side that you can add to the right side so that it is possible that you see all of it in the table later. We can also add ratios. So let's say ratio. So you can add current ratios, solvency ratios. We have a lot of ratios already inputted in within the system. Okay. I can also find them here. Ratios. Let's say global ratios, industrial companies, and we can add all the profitability ratios. For example, absolute period, we only want to look at 2024 and then click OK. After that, if you're happy with this list, you can click OK. And now all the information that you chose earlier are now available here. So these are all the informations that you chose earlier so that at one glance, you can immediately look at, oh, these are my 25 companies on the left, and these are all the informations that I need to know about these 25 companies, all the major informations that you want to know. From here, you can actually export everything via Excel. So let me just show you that. Once you've already had your search strategy, you have your results, you can export and then export everything to Excel. You can click all companies. Okay. And then you can click OK. Then this whole table will then be exported into Excel and you can further do or make some changes or additional calculations. So your result or Excel export will look like this. The first sheet will show you the search strategy, the data update, or when was the export date. And then after that will be the results here, right? And then you can do further analysis doing that. Also, if I go back to Osiris, okay, let me just close this. If I go back to Osiris, this is just a table format. We have 25 companies here. You can, on the right side, as you can see, there is a section that is called analysis. So you can do a segmentation. These are pre-inputted analysis that you can use. You can do an industry over country segmentation based on your 25 companies, country versus turnover. So for example, and then you can do a peer analysis, and then you can also do aggregation, statistical distribution, concentration. We don't have to do this one by one, but these are available types of analysis that you can do based on your results. So if I just maybe show you peer analysis, I can click new analysis, or I can just use a default report here, meaning using the key financials of the last available year. So I am looking at my 25 companies, and then I want to do a peer analysis. So I can click on key financials here. And the system created a peer comparison report using the key financials. So the key financials are total assets, shareholder funds in IDR. You can change everything via options here, maybe change the currency, and then it will show you the median, standard deviation, and average. Everything can be exported also. And then below as well. Okay. And you have this bar chart also. So these are all exportable, and you can use in your research or presentation. Okay. I can go back to the list, or at any point in time, you want to click on any of the names here, you can click, and you will be diverted to a company report. Okay. So for example, I want to look at this company because I'm from Philippines. I'm interested to know more about San Miguel Corporation. So then we can click on the name of San Miguel here. And a new window will pop out and show you the company report. But if you really want to see the company report, like where you can scroll or do one side, you have to click from the list view. So I can close this and I can go back to list. So the list is the table just now earlier. Okay, so this is again.
Excuse me, can I have a question?
Yes, sure.
Let's say that I'm not sure about the company yet. Are we able to find it based on the products or the service that they provide?
Do you mean when you already have the list of like the result of 25, or you want to search it individually first?
Individually first. Like, I'm not sure about which company that I will study on, but I just know about I just curious about the products and the services they provide. Are we able to look for companies that produce and
So do
serve
you
and they
mean
provide services?
you have the company name, or you are just looking for companies that are in that provides those products and services?
Yeah, the second one.
Okay. So if you don't have the company name, so it's just like here. It means that let's say you are interested in looking at companies that manufacture beverages. So you just need to filter by this criteria, or because you know that which industry they are, you know which industry, right? And then after that, the system will provide you with all the companies from that industry as long as they are listed. Do you have any specific industry or products or service that maybe we can check? You are not from,
Um,
you don't know the
l-
company yet. Hmm.
how about logistics provider? Like, are we able to search that type?
Okay, so let's say, okay, so this is how you search for groups of companies, right? Home. If I click home, let's just say this is a very fresh uh, research. I clear all the steps. You log into Osiris, like what our participant mentioned. Maybe you don't know the specific entity, the company name. You just want to find companies that are in that specific line of business. So, what criteria do you use? You use a filter under industry. Okay, under industry, and then you can maybe look for industry classification. Industry classification, this is all trial and error. Okay, so we have three types of industry classifications: US, North America, and Europe. So if I try US, maybe I click on law. I go to the search bar here and type logistics. So US does not use the logistics kind. So let's try NAICS. Is this the one, Mr. Participant? Let's say we are talking about company, you are looking for companies that are in the process, physical distribution, and logistics consulting services.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. This is the one. Like,
Okay, so if this is the one, so this is the industry that you're interested in, you can actually click on all codes here. What this means is, when companies register their businesses, they usually have to they usually have to indicate what type of business they want to do. So they will have like one major business and secondary, maybe secondary business. So what we are saying here, if I click on all codes, is that I want to include all companies that has maybe major and secondary business related to um, process, physical distribution, and logistics consulting services. So let's say I click this one, and then I click OK. Let's see if we will have any results. So here it shows I have 427, but it is, you can see there's also 732. What does this mean? We are just in Osiris itself, we have again listed and others are delisted. So let's say if I untick this portion, I have 732, meaning maybe some of them are already delisted, meaning they are not publicly listed anymore, but they were previously listed or they are very large logistics company. So it's up to you whether you want to use the initial one result 427 or all the 732. And then from there, you can view the results. Let's say I just use the 427, then I can view the results. And if you know which country you are looking for, you can add that as a filter. So I can go back to home. I have 427, but if let's say I'm only looking for companies under the logistics industry from a specific country. So let's say Indonesia or let's say ASEAN. Click OK. I have 21. Then you can view your results. These are the items. I mean, sorry. These are the companies under the logistics. But there are other ways of looking for these companies. Okay, you can use by industrial classification, or you can also use by textual search. Anything or any business overview that mentions logistics, and then you can filter down. There's a casting a very big net to cover everything, or you can make your search criteria very narrow. Okay, and then you can change again all the columns that you want to see on the right side. Do you see any of the companies that you're interested in?
to
The
be honest, not yet, but I just interested in the field.
okay,
Mm-mm.
yeah. So I can go back to home here, and you can try, if you want to make sure that you don't miss anything, you can actually, because this is a Boolean strategy search, so you can say, I want to look at all publicly listed companies. That's our first criteria. With the NAICS industry code of physical process, we tried the US SIC code earlier. There's no result, but we can try other industry codes. So we can go back to industry classifications. We can go to NACE Rev because we have not tried that. We can go to all codes and then type logistics also. It means NACE also don't use logistics. So we can just ignore that. We can go to GIACS. We can use this air freight and logistics, click OK. So what we are doing is we want to make sure that we cover everything. Suddenly, the result is 34. Why is that? Because it is a Boolean search. We are telling the system we only want to accept those that has this NAICS code, and they should also have this global industrial code. However, if we want to expand the net or the result, we can say I want 1 listed companies and I want 2 or 3. So I can put an open and close parenthesis here. And then instead of doing an AND operator, I use OR. And then I click refresh. Do you see what happened here? It means from 730 or from 400 plus earlier, because I mentioned, or from 32 earlier, because we use AND as an operator, now we have 650 in the result. It means we are telling the system, I will accept any company that is listed and that they have NAICS industry code 541614, or if they don't have this industry code, I will accept company that has the global industry code 203010. And so now our result is bigger. And then you can filter, you can also choose again. You can add more filters. So we have 1 out of 26 pages because now we have 650 in our results. Or again, we can add additional filter, which is the location. I want ASEAN only. From earlier, we have, I think, 20, how many was it in ASEAN? But now we have 66 because we widened our selection for the industrial code. Okay. Then you can view your list of results. And then again, you can do segmentation analysis, which is in this, we can create a new table, or we can just even look at country over turnover. We can use a predefined analysis, country over turnover. And then we can just let it run, and the system will give you the segmentation by country. So Indonesia, Malaysia. So as a 66 companies in our results, there are 13 from Indonesia, 15 from Malaysia, 4 from Philippines, 11 from Singapore, Thailand 12, and Vietnam 11. And that brings us to a total of 66. And it also shows you how many country entities from each country based on a breakdown of turnover, operating revenue in billion IDR. So you can hover your mouse to any numbers here, and if it is clickable, let's say 13, then it will show you the 13 companies from Indonesia. Okay. What happened? And this is also the bar chart, and then again, everything can be exported here on top. And you can also view the companies, and you can change the things that you want to see. As you can see here, it shows all the data information is taken from last available year. But if, let's say, the entities don't have the same last available years, maybe some have 2023, some have 2024, others may already have 2025. So you can actually click on options here, and you can choose all the base values columns total. Wait, let me see. Or you can change the information as to the breakdown that you want to see. Okay. So you already have your, let's say your 66 companies, your list. You already have maybe your table here you can export. And you can also click on each company name here to look at their individual company reports. So this is more of the group picture. You have the whole list. You have your search criteria. You have your whole list. You have all the information that you want to see as a group, maybe as a comparison, or the relevant line items, financial, qualitative, and quantitative information as a table you can export. And you can also look at individual company reports. So if I look at Flex Limited, for example, now I have the company report. So even if I just search for one company, or I click on, or if I if I use a search strategy to get a list of companies, at any point in time, you can click on the name of the company, and then you will have access to the company reports. So our company report, you can just scroll all the way down to see all the information, or on the right hand portion, you can see all the different portions of the report, and you can click directly. So let's say you want to look directly for the financial data, then you can search financial data here and look at the global detailed format. Okay, but these are all the portions of a company, of an individual company report. We have the contact information, which is here. And then we have the identification numbers. So the identification numbers are all the, if I click here, identification numbers are the BVD ID number. It's a unique ID number we provide for all the entities within our database. So this is the unique BVD ID number. You have the WVB number, we have the CIK number, we have the ticker symbol, and the IC number. So if I just go back to the standard report, now you have the size and main activity or industry, and we have business description. And if the company is Moody's rated, then we can give you the information. However, for your current subscription, that is not included in your subscription. Okay. And then after that, you can go into the financial details, global detailed format, global ratios, or whichever detail you want. And from there, you can look at the financial information. You can fold or unfold lines, all the lines here. Why is this not in the subscription? Wait, let me just double check later. Maybe I chose the wrong company, but I can double check. Okay. Yeah. So you have the current, okay. So you have all the informations here. And then if you hover on one information, let's say, for example, in the liabilities portion, I mean, anywhere where you can hover and you can try to click, let's say, other total current liabilities. Once you click that, it will show you what items were considered to get to the 130,336. Okay. It will show you the breakdown. Then you can actually also look at the current directors and managers. You can view stock data information, so you can explore everything here. You can also look at segment data. So if this company is also involved in other types of business and other business lines, so they have shipping-based service, they have others, eliminations, or logistics and terminals, other sales and profit that is unallocated, you can see those information here. Okay, segment data. And then you can also look at their stock data. So in the stock data, you have security and price information, current stock data, annual stock data. But please remember that we are not the same as other providers where their information is live. So our information is more about 1 or 2 days delayed, because our priority is more of data accumulation instead of live data, historical and recent data, but not really live, especially when it comes to the stock information. So let's say, for example, if you look at current stock data, today is March 4, but our latest one is still 2nd March. Okay. And then we look at monthly pricing series, weekly pricing, and daily pricing series. So you can check their information on a monthly, more historical way. And then some of our researchers also look at informations based on people, not really about companies. So if you're interested to know more about their current directors and managers, or previous or current advisors, it is also available here. So if you see any name of persons here, once we have, if you browse or hover your mouse over, we also actually provide unique identifiers for people that are connected to entities within Osiris database. So if I click on the directors under PT Samudera Indonesia TBK, I can see all the boards and committees, or I can just filter based on boards of directors and supervisory board. From there, if I see a name that I'm interested in, for example, I can actually click on the name. And if we have information about those individuals, then we will provide it for you just like this. So this will be information about this person, and then his current positions that we know of in other companies. So it's not just searching about listed companies, but because these listed companies have information on their directors, now we are able to link whether this person is actually connected also to another company. So that's why. So we can click on Mr. Ridwan, and we can also see his linkages on other companies. Okay, here. And then on ownership data, we can actually look who are the current individual and corporate owners or controlling shareholders of entities. So if we are interested to look at, let's say, controlling shareholders, so it says here that it is 57.98% owned by the same by PT Samudera Indonesia Tangguh. Okay. We can also look at if we have information on the current shareholders. So our shareholder information, we have dates as of January, August, July information, and we have certain percentages. So we have corporate shareholders, and we also have individual shareholders. So if it is grayed out, it means that we don't have that information, or it's possible that these are private information, and so they are private companies, and so they are not available in the Osiris database, because Osiris database is only a database for listed companies. If they are blue, then it means that we have information about these individuals. So let's just try Mulya, Mr. Bani Maulana Mulya, and then we have this information about him below. Okay. And we can also look at the historical information at each closing date, or if this company has subsidiaries. But because this is already a publicly listed company, most probably the subsidiaries are private. But at least you can see the list of their subsidiaries, and you also have access to the date of information. So you can just double verify if they are still a current subsidiary. And we can look actually up to 10 levels of subsidiary. Right. So currently we're only looking at first level, but we can also look at level 2 levels, 3 levels. So it means that the list will only go longer. And then we can also look at, we also have graphics that you can use here. Let's say you want to look at the evolution of indices, of P&L account, structure of the P&L account, or structure of the balance sheet. You can also use that if you want to show it for your presentation. This is just looking at an individual account. Okay. And to add or to support your research, for example, since we're already looking at all these companies, we can actually go here, industry research. So this is part of your subscription, only industry profiles. We don't in your subscription, the company profiles are not included, but supporting will be industry research, for example, and it will be coming from MarketLine. So you just have to remember that it's from MarketLine. And you can say that, let's say you want to look at if we have any industry research where this company is operating. So company operates in this industry. If we are interested to know BPO services, marine freight. So I think this company has a lot of different services. They have BPO, global marine freight. So freight, I think included is logistics, right? So, or marine freight in Asia Pacific. If you're interested to know any industry research about this, you can click the PDF, and we also have the dates. The latest one, the most recent industry research our partner MarketLine did was as of July 2025, but we also have other researches historically. So if you want to look at the most recent the most recent industry research, you can click on this PDF file here. And you will be provided with the industry research done by MarketLine about marine freight in Asia Pacific. You will have the market value forecast, and all the other information. And again, you can export this as well. Okay. So this is quite long. You can play with, you can explore more later. And if we are done, for example, in looking for companies or entities, if you really just want to find if there's any industry research report available, once you log into Osiris, I just clear all these steps. When you log into Osiris, you can actually directly find this tab here, industry research. So let's say you are not interested to find any company. What you just want is to know if there's any industry research about the industry that you are currently doing research about. So you can immediately go to industry research once you log into Osiris, and then you can go to documents library. So for this portion, it's not part of, let me just see if it's available. But first is you go to documents library, retrieve industry research reports. So click go. Once you click go, please remember that you should be here. Click search on industry profile, because above is not part of the subscription, so it won't give you any results. So we are looking for industry research. You can look for a company name, but usually if you go for industry research, then you type under industry. So let's say, for example, just earlier, logistics. So logistic, we can look up. Oh, sorry. If logistics, sorry, let me cancel that first. You can click market line and tick Moody's because we only, the subscription is only for market line. Okay, so then let's say you want to look up logistic. We can, again, they ask you to use NAICS, NACE, or USSIC. I believe we got logistics here, this one. Let's see if market line has information about, has any research about this industry. Oh, currently, because this is very specific, no. So we can find another one, industry. This research. Let's just look up. So these are the information, different industry codes, for example. How about, oh, tobacco? Because Indonesia, I think, manufacture of tobacco products, for example. Click OK. And as you can see, you have a whole list of results here, but you need to look at which industry research you want to use. So we have tobacco and tobacco products in APAC, but in our partner will also do some industry research based on not just the region, but sometimes also based on the country. So they have Australia, Brazil, Canada. So this is alphabetical. Let's see if they created an industry report based on tobacco products in Indonesia. So you can look. So here I found it. It means that they also did a research about Indonesia, but it was done in 2024, the latest. The latest was done in 2024. Above, APAC was also done in 2024. And then here, you have the profile, the profile source, the geographic scope, and the leading companies that were quoted within the research. So let's say you have Indonesia here. You can click on the PDF file. So this can be an additional support to your current research because they have already done market value, volume, market share, rivalry information, market definition. The analysis is all here. So this can be a supporting document for your research. Right? And then if you want to export, you can just click this download button. Let me stop here because I think I have been speaking for more than 1 hour. Is there any question from the team? I know this is, I think it's always an overload of information. Because there are so many buttons and information that you can click within Osiris, within the database. 1 hour, I don't think that we can discuss everything within 1 hour, but I encourage all the participants to log in later. I will ask for maybe 10 to 15 days period where there can be more login users within the database. But result, I will let you know once it's activated, and will provide you with temporary usernames and password just for maybe a period of 2 weeks so that more users can log in and explore the database. What I want the users to do is when you log in, you actually go into Once you log in, you can go into help, right? And you can go into user guide. And I believe, let me see if we have the videos here. If we don't have any videos, then you can actually look at analysis, alerts, company reports. So our user guides can help you in doing your research, managing your search, doing your search. So we have all the information that might be able to help you, and then managing your search. For example, Boolean search strategy toolbox, viewing the search results. So that is all available in our user guide. But if, let's say, even after using the user guide, you still cannot find the answer that you are looking for, obviously you can just email me. My job is actually to assist all the users, to make sure that you are able to use the database easily, and you have any questions, you can just email me directly. If maybe your librarian can answer, then definitely they can help you. However, let me just leave my email address here. If you are doing any research, and you cannot somehow, there's a question, or you cannot do the thing, you cannot find anything, the thing that you are looking for, please just email me. Sorry, this is alexandra.apit@moodys.com. Okay. Any questions from the group? Pak Rizal?
Oke, ada yang ditanyakan, teman-teman? Mungkin bisa menggunakan bahasa Indonesia, pertanyaannya nanti dibantu untuk translate-nya dengan Bu Mika atau dengan saya, boleh. Silakan, ada yang kesusahan untuk aksesnya mungkin, silakan ditanyakan.
If some of you might be shy to email me, you can also WhatsApp me. Okay, so that's my WhatsApp number. If you have any questions, just WhatsApp me or email me. Monday to Friday only, please.
Thank you. I want one question.
Yes.
Maybe how do you recommend that we organize our research data with this limitation? We have two account, right?
Yes, Pak. You
Ah,
have two accounts. It means two people or two users can log in at the same time.
okay. How do you recommend me? Or our we organize
Oh,
research data.
how do you recommend, what can I recommend you on how to,
Research
sorry,
data with
organize?
this search apa?
You
Search
mean save?
yes, yes.
How to save your research data?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, because, okay, since you only have two
To account
accounts, right? Two accounts. So let's say
cannot log
you
in same time, right?
yes, cannot log in, but the good thing is once you're logged in, then you are able to use. So when you log in, you're able to use, you can actually save and export your data, or just save your searches. Or I think I see a lot of saved searches here. You see?
Oh,
You
yes,
mean
yes.
some people know how to save their search?
Mhm.
Some were saved in 2025 by. So let's say, for example, yeah, the user just needs to remember, if I am a user and I ask the library, I want to use Osiris, I want to log in. There are two usernames only, right? I think Polytechnic bottom 1 and Polytechnic bottom 2, I think. So let's say I am the user. I need to remember what was the username that was assigned to me previously when I use Osiris. So let's say I use my Osiris now, I able to log in. Let's say this is my search strategy. I filter by ASEAN, and then I looked for companies, let's just say within the beverage. Okay, let's just make it very easy. Beverage, food and beverage service activity, manufacturer of beverages. Click OK. And then let's say I filter by accounts type, availability years. I want the 24, 23, 22. And then let's say financial data. I want the operating revenue turnover in top 25 for 24. Okay, so let's say this is my search strategy. And then I can actually save this search strategy here so that when I come back, when I log in again, using the username that was provided to me previously, I can find the same the same search strategy. So what I can do is click save. And then you see there are already a lot of search strategy saved here. I can choose save the search strategy here. This is the first option. And then I can name my search strategy, let's say beverages 2024. And then I can choose to save here. Saving here means it will be saved in Osiris. Saving on the right side means it will be exported as a file. That I can, but it's not usable for your current subscription. So I can click on save on the left side, beverages 2024. Oh, sorry, wrong. Wrong. So you need to save on the right side. Okay. So I have saved my search strategy and I need to click the save icon or the disk icon on the right, click save. So it is already saved within Osiris, meaning if I logged out already, and then next week or next month, I want to use Osiris again, I can just tell the librarian, I want to use the same username, because you need to go to the same username. There are only 2 usernames, right? So if they give me the same username, I can log in. I can immediately go into saved searches. Once I log in, I can go into saved searches and I can find the search strategy that I saved just now. Where is it? Beverages. Here. Beverages 2024. And then I can click on that. And the search strategy will come out again. And the results will come out as well. Does that answer your question, Pak Rizal? Okay.
Thank you, Alexandra.
Yes, so that's saving the search strategy, okay? However, you can also save your list of companies. So let's say I have, I created a search strategy and then I view, okay, let's say I logged in. I am a new user, I logged in. I created a search strategy. I want to look at ASEAN. And then tobacco, for example, industry classifications, then tobacco, growing of tobacco, manufacture of tobacco, let's say. Then I'm interested in all these 8 companies. I view the list of results because it is end. I am interested, I want to know, or I want to see the same 8 companies again next time when I log in. not the search strategy, but these 8 companies itself, what I can do is to click save. And then when I click save, it's not save the search strategy, but save the company IDs. Means when I log in again, I want to see the same 8 companies. So I can put Tobacco. Actually, you can also put your name or whichever date. So 4th March 2026. And then I can click save again on the right side. Right. And then next time, when you log in again, using the same, I clear all these steps. When I log in again, I should be able to see the list of companies. So these are my search strategy. Oh, here, tobacco. So all the saved. So earlier I saved my search strategy. The second one, I saved my list of companies. So it's just a list. It's not the search strategy. But every time you save either your search strategy or your list of companies, when you log in, you need to make sure you log in using the same username and you just go to here, saved searches. Okay? Any more questions? I put up my information here again. I know some of you might just be shy. You can email me directly or WhatsApp me later. Pak Rizal? Halo?
Halo,
Yes, Pak.
sorry. Baik. Silakan ditanyakan teman-teman kalau ada yang mau ditanyakan. Boleh boleh langsung open mic. Kalau tidak kita cukupkan untuk sharing session pada pagi hari ini. Nanti teman-teman bisa menghubungi Bu Alexandra melalui email atau melalui WA ya, Bu. Baik, jika tidak ada kita cukupkan. Alhamdulillah, kita sudah sampai penghujung acara. Terima kasih kepada teman-teman. Thank you, Alexandra.
Wait. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much. Again, please do contact me if you need anything or if you have any questions.
Oke. Eh, Rekaman hasil ini bisa disaksikan nanti di kanal YouTube kita di lib.polibatam.ac.id, di YouTube @polibatamlib. Terima kasih kepada Ibu Alexandra yang sudah memberikan materinya sebagai panduan awal untuk kita melakukan research khususnya untuk teman-teman dari jurusan manajemen dan bisnis. Dan terima kasih kepada Bapak Ibu dosen yang sudah hadir eh, dan juga para teman-teman yang sudah bersedia menyimak dari awal hingga akhir. Untuk daftar hadir akan saya share melalui kolom chat ya. Silakan diisi. Apabila nanti tidak diisi, teman-teman tidak dapat mendapatkan sertifikat. Dan linknya akan aktif selama 15 menit.
Okay, thank you all. Bye-bye.
Bye. Saya mewakili tim perpustakaan dan teman-teman dari Osiris menyampaikan mohon maaf apabila ada salah kata dan perbuatan. Akhir kata, wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.